afternoon, everyone, and welcome to, would you believe, the final Topic Time episode of July of 2022. That's unbelievable. I can't believe we're just about halfway through the summer. And what a year it's been for Topic Time. We have an awesome guest tonight, a beautiful young lady from the biggest little state in the Union, Rhode Island, and she's got quite a story to tell, quite a few, and we're going to cover that in a few minutes. But before we do that, got to read these awesome underwriters per usual, and then we will commence. So I want to thank Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, #1 in the dealer ratings for Massachusetts for 2021. Been with me since the beginning, and they're great with customer service. We got Lynch's Towing, Auto, Cycle, and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. So I was looking for new projects, scrap metal, vehicles, whatever. My pal Lynchy to take care of that. All right, and as I said, now Auto Country is in Abington, the first one. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got Auto Town Auto Glass installed in Abington. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Easton Fitness right in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights where customers are friends. We got RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman, and we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now on that note, I will now officially introduce Ms. Jennie Williams here, this very illustrated, beautiful redhead, with an awesome bunch of stories to tell. Is working at a haunted house right now currently and doing other things. We're going to get to her deal today and talk to her. And Jennie, I want to thank you for coming up here, from the biggest little state in the Union, Rhode Island, to be on my show.
Thank you very much for having me. It truly is an honor. Yes, my name is Jennie. I'm 30 years young. I am from Cranston, Rhode Island, born and raised in Warwick, Rhode Island. I have 2 amazing children, both 9 and 2 years old.
Boy and a girl, right?
Both boys. Actually,
I
just cut his hair. He had a ponytail, guys.
Oh.
I just cut his hair.
Oh, okay.
So he now no longer looks like a little girl.
All right, okay.
Yes, but Logan and Liam. I am a dispatcher at the Stop and Shop Distribution Center right in Assonet, Massachusetts. However, I am actually going to take an examination to be a 911 dispatcher for the town of Cranston as well as East Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
I am studying for my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Where?
Rhode Island College.
Cool.
I have my.
Is that URI? No,
Rhode Island
it's a different one. Yeah, URI is further down. Right. Okay.
Yes. I don't currently work at Fairtown Haunted House, but I worked there for 4 seasons, and I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
It helped me grow as a person, and it really was like a family.
So. Okay. Well, from what you told me before, as well as helping you grow, it did just the opposite. It helped you shrink too.
Yeah.
All right. So we were on that subject a few minutes ago when something happened with the technical angle of the show. So go ahead. So please relate that if you could.
I have lost 185 pounds.
Wow.
Back in 2017, I took the plunge to start losing weight. Never had surgery, nothing like that.
Great. Great. Yeah.
But I had Fairtown Haunted House. It was like a family. So I had people encouraging and supporting me, and it was my outlet. Anytime I was stressed rather than eating, I was working at Fairtown, doing something I absolutely love.
Okay.
And, I loved it so much that I went back and I went back again. And the only reason I'm not there this season is because I work overnight shifts.
Oh, at the Stop and Shop?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, it is a night gig doing the Fairtown Haunted House, so I just
you say season, I mean, when I think of haunted house, I think of Halloween around that time, but this, I guess it's a regular, right?
So actually, no. The Fairtown is only September and October, and then they just opened Factory of Terror, the same owners, and I think they run it a little bit longer, but it is only seasonal. Yes.
Okay, so you started working there, what, 4 years ago, you said? All right. And at that point you started...
I was going to say, it was 6 years ago now, because I did 4 seasons there.
Oh, you did 4 seasons, all right. Well, we're going to talk about that in a little while, but let's talk about you growing up, too. I want to find out what you were like as a child. You said you were born in Warwick, live in Cranston?
Yep.
Okay.
I grew up, I have 3 older siblings, but only one lived with me my whole life. I was always an outcast in school.
Me too, I know the deal.
I was always picked on my entire life.
Right here, too.
Yeah, and I feel like the people who get picked on like us, it helps to inspire us, because I was picked on for being overweight all the way up until high school was over.
Yeah.
And back then, I wish I knew, and I'm going to tell this to everybody, high school doesn't matter as far as what people think about you and the bullies. It's because they're not happy within themselves.
Yeah.
And I wish that I could tell my younger self that, because there were times that I just wanted to throw in the towel. But instead, I'm here in front of every single one of you saying, you're gonna get through it, and who cares what anybody thinks about you. You know, I took the journey, I lost 185 pounds, and I have tattoos. Every single one means something, and it's because not only was I picked on my entire life, but I suffered depression, and I didn't have anybody who was there to say, here's a helping hand, it's okay. Now, as an adult, I have a huge network, but I wish that I could tell everybody what I'm going to tell everybody. You're never alone. Every single person has a tough time. Every person has been bullied about something. Whether they express it or not is completely different. If you didn't tell me just now that you were bullied, I wouldn't have known, and vice versa, right? Because that's not something that we share openly.
I'm going to tell you something that you're going to feel good about, though. All right, you said you're 30, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here I am now. I was just asked today by one of my former high school class. This is kind of ironic. A girl that used to really tease me bad in high school, call me ugly and everything constantly. But we hooked up on Facebook 2 years ago, and she just says she doesn't even remember it. So today she says, "Are you going to be at the?" Because we're having our 45th reunion. I graduated Brockton High School here in Mass in 1977. It blows my mind.
I was going to say, I was
I mean, you haven't even lived. I mean, you haven't even lived. You know, that's 15 years longer than you've been alive. So. And so I said, yeah, maybe I'll go and maybe I'll bring a date or something and try to, you know, stick it in the faces of the people that picked on me. Not you, of course. With an eye roll emoji.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
But I mean, you know, it's kind of interesting that, you know, we're in that situation.
It is quite interesting. But, you know, take me and yourself and, you know, use that, everyone, as inspiration. I mean, take my weight loss journey aside. I have made so many friends throughout the years.
Exactly.
I have a huge network of people who love and support me for who I am, and they don't care about anything but who I am as a person. And personally, I feel like that's all that matters, honestly. That's literally all that matters. And remember that it's not the size of your circle. It's honestly quality over quantity, and I have less than a handful worth of people in my life, and those people mean more to me than anybody. And honestly, they're the ones who hold me accountable. They're the ones who help me push. I have my partner sitting right here in the room with me, clapping for me.
How'd you guys meet?
We'll discuss that later.
All right, if it's a show for another day, no problem.
That'll be noted for another time.
Okay, that's no problem. I'm just curious. No big. Like I said, I told you if there's anything you'd rather, you know, leave alone, that's fine. All right, well, so tell me about, what do you do at Fairtown? What do you play? I'm guessing a pretty witch, but you tell me.
Well, that's funny that you should say that.
Okay.
When I first started, I didn't have a character. I was a fill-in. I was a whatever they had a spot for, that's what I did.
Right.
The last 2 seasons that I worked there, though, I actually was a victim.
I'm afraid to ask of what, but if you want to tell me, that's up to you.
No, so his name was Rabbit Joe, and there was like this whole story behind each section, and I was a victim trapped behind bars.
Okay.
And I was either screaming bloody murder or begging for help.
Yep.
And we actually do this wicked awesome thing the last weekend of, is it October? Yeah,
right around Halloween
weekend of October.
Of last year.
It's full-on contact. So the people.
Full-on contact, what's that?
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. So the people who come, they sign a waiver. It's a very lengthy waiver where we're allowed to put our hands on you, put a bag on your face, whatever it is, and there's a secret word, which the safe word was cupcake.
Okay,
funnily enough. And during that, I was impersonating a pregnant person who was getting beat.
Was getting what? Beat?
I was getting beat. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So basically, it's you know, it's like almost like real life.
Almost.
In a bad, but in kind of in a silly way.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
You got the dark stuff going on, well, so where do the people where do the foreign contact come in though? What do they do?
Well, so that's, you know, if you're a haunter and you come and visit Fairtown Haunted House.
You mean a hauntee? Well, you mean somebody that's going in to be spooked? Is that what you mean?
So full-on contact is I can put my hands on you.
Oh, I see what
So the haunter is putting their hands or
You're
bag.
the haunter.
Yes,
Got it.
I was the haunter. And so, you know, I was able to throw dirty laundry at people.
Okay.
Which that's not allowed during, like, you know, normal haunt season because nobody wants that. But it was quite entertaining. But my characters changed every year. They did offer me to create my own character.
Okay.
I have more fun playing the role of anything. Like, I get bored so easily. I mean,
well, tell me about the various roles they have.
Well, so every year it changes.
Okay.
They have a
What have you done? What have you done so far? If you can remember.
A psycho nurse.
Okay.
I have played a
A psycho nurse tried to kill her patients?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Let's see. I don't remember what I was, but I was in.
All right, whatever
I
you
was
can
in the
remember.
laundry room. So what would you call that? Like folding dirty laundry? I don't even know.
How dirty?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was bad.
I
didn't
don't want to know what
touch
the
it.
stuff was smeared with, but
No, listen.
Okay.
So the thing is the full-on contact, like, it's not just scare, right? It's
Yeah.
a psychological thing. So
Right.
we want to creep you out. We want to panic
what town is
you.
Fairtown in?
So Fairtown is in Seekonk,
Oh,
Massachusetts.
Seekonk.
Yes.
I love that because you can say it with a pig snort.
Yeah, Seekonk.
I always come up with stuff like
Yeah,
that.
love
But
that.
that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So, and like I was saying earlier, they actually just bought Factory of Terror, which is awesome.
Okay,
I have
where's
not-
that located?
That is also in. No, it's not Seekonk, but I think it's Fall River.
Fall River, got
It's
it.
Fall River.
That can be a town with a, well, look at, they get the Lizzie Borden history there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You'd be a great Lizzie Borden in a film, I think.
would love to
Yeah.
do that.
You should do it. You should. You and your friend. Now, have you ever, aside from this stuff here, have you ever done any other acting? Have you ever done any film acting, play acting at all?
Nope.
Because I can definitely see you in doing something like that.
You know, I've never considered it.
You should definitely consider it. I always try to give advice to my guests that'll help them out, and I think that would be something you'd be great at.
Yeah, I feel like I could play any role that you give me, literally any role that you give me. Like, I could be the victim, but I could also be the bad guy too.
I know, I can tell. I know
but
you
I could be the like cheerleader, the dumb cheerleader on the sidelines. I don't want to play that, guys, but I'm just saying.
Have you ever done like music at all? Played music, sang,
So
danced?
I sang.
Yeah.
I danced for 13 years.
Okay.
I used to take tap, ballet, jazz, and point.
Okay.
And I took singing lessons for a few years. And I actually write poetry.
Cool, I have done that.
Yep, I
My
write
first book came
poetry.
out 44 years ago when I was 19.
Wow. So everybody keeps telling me to write a book. Literally every single person.
I've done that too. I've read a whole book of short stories in the 90s.
Good for you. I
Thank
need
you.
to do that. That's awesome.
It is.
Yeah. See, shoot for the stars.
That's what you should do. Write a book and do acting.
Write a book and become an actress. All right,
Yeah.
I got this. And then I can say thank you and all of you for getting me there.
Exactly. Yeah, helping, for advising you.
That's right.
All right. Well, so currently you're in the off season. So basically, right now you're just doing the clerking at Stop and Shop, right?
Yep.
Now, do you incorporate any of your acting skills with the people that you interact with there?
Oh God, do I ever? Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. How do you do it?
Honestly, well, so I'm always.
You're sort of a pretty colorful person. Obviously,
Yes.
I'm sure they must like that.
Yes, and I have over 260 truck drivers.
Wow.
Most of them are men.
All right. When you say, what do you mean? Are you over them? Like are you their commander in chief?
No, so basically, I give them their load.
You do physical labor. You don't just.
Oh no! I print a piece of paper and they sign and they go off and they deliver.
Oh, okay.
I'm the middleman between the warehouse for Stop and Shop and the truck drivers who deliver to our grocery stores.
Right, but you don't. Do you do any physical labor
Nope.
yourself? You don't. Just the paper.
Nope, that's right.
Okay, just nothing heavier than
I'm
this.
just a paper pusher.
Yeah,
That's
good.
right.
Okay. That's okay. Whatever works.
Yeah, but a lot of times I have to I leave everything at the door, so I'm always happy at work. The guys actually ride me because I'm always
I've never known
happy.
anyone that's always happy at work until today.
Literally, I'm always happy, but
That's your nature.
acting. Well, but also when I am having a hard day,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to project that onto my coworkers or my job.
Right.
So I have to act like everything's okay, right?
Yeah. We all have hard days, and you're good at dealing with it.
And I'm good at hiding the bad days.
Yeah, that's great.
If you
That's
asked
great.
any one of my truck drivers at any given time, they would be like, I have never seen her mad.
Wow.
Like, it's crazy, but it's true. Life is too short.
Yeah.
I had an ex-boyfriend who was run over by a drunk driver when he was 24 years old.
Oh my God.
He was ripped away from this earth. Tomorrow's not promised. I don't know. I mean,
That's right. Wow.
4 hours from now is not promised. So life is too short to be anything but happy. And life is too short to not go after what it is that you want.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I got to tell you, coming from your situation, that's incredible that you can laugh about it. I love that.
I've had quite a few people pass on me.
Yeah.
But rather than taking those traumatic losses and dwelling on it and not moving forward, I've taken all of those hardships and those losses, and it's made me live my life to the absolute fullest. Because
Absolutely,
it's not
yeah.
promised.
Right.
Tomorrow is not promised.
You got to live in the moment.
You have to live in the moment. And if there's something you want, you have to get it your damn self because nobody's going to do it for you.
Right.
I've been working so hard for so many years. I got my associates. I'm 2 years away from my bachelor's. You know, I've got 2 kids that I'm raising by myself, and I work 50 hours a week because I don't just do dispatching. I pick up side jobs, you know, but everything I have, I got on my own.
You did.
Because life is too short. And if I sit and wait for something to be handed to me, I'm going to be sitting waiting for a very, 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 very long time, honestly.
I know.
You know, and you have to do what makes you happy, right? So obviously topic time is what makes you happy.
Yeah,
you were very nice enough to invite me. And what makes me happy is inspiring other people and telling them, you know, that life is short and you are able to do these things. Like, I lost 185 pounds, guys, by myself. You can do it. I left toxic jobs, toxic relationships. You can too. Like, whatever it is that you want to do, you set yourself a goal and then you set yourself realistic goals. My 5-year goal, honestly, is to have my bachelor's degree and to buy a house for me and my children.
Cool.
But I've got 10 or 15 mini goals in the meanwhile, right? Because
they're keeping you busy.
Keeping me busy, but you can't make a goal and expect it to happen overnight.
No kidding.
Right? Topic time didn't happen overnight, did it?
No, it didn't.
Absolutely not.
12
right?
years.
But if you gave up, would you be here right now?
No.
No, absolutely not. And I wouldn't be here right now sharing my story.
Exactly.
You know, and I've been pushing and I'm going to keep pushing. So, and that's honestly, that's what I've learned through all of the traumas and the losses. So I try to stay positive, always.
Okay, now when you came in and you told me you had those awesome tattoos on your arms have a certain story behind them. So let's talk about those. What do you got? What are the stories behind your tattoos there?
All right, so I'll share about these 4 here. I have a nautical compass, and it says, "I saw the future I did, and in it I was alive." When I was 16 years old, I tried to kill myself.
Wow.
Twice.
Well, I tried when I was 19, so I've been there.
Yep, been there, done that,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
And obviously I was unsuccessful. I also used
You
to
know,
be
you were successful.
I was successful
Yes.
in killing off that version of me.
Right,
You know?
me too. Yep.
And I was a cutter for many, 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 many years. So actually my tattoos are also covering my scars.
Wow.
This tattoo actually is the reason that I'm here.
Yep.
Because you saw me post "Have Faith." And it goes into a feather that says, "One must fall before they fly," because you have to hit rock bottom in order to soar. And I feel like in my life I've hit rock bottom. But I recently just got the "Have Faith" because there are a lot of things in my life right now, between trying to get out of my apartment and finding a new job and raising my kids, and like, I'm just having faith in myself.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the world right now is messy. So, you know, I'm trying to have faith in me and where I'm going in my life, and the ability to inspire others to have faith, whether it's faith in yourself, faith in others, faith in your God, faith in your family. It doesn't matter. Just have faith because it will get better, you know? And these tattoos are reminders that no matter how tough life gets, doesn't matter. It will get better because it cannot rain forever. And I'm a firm believer in that. Eventually, after a rainstorm, it doesn't matter if it's raining for 5 months or 5 years, that big old beautiful rainbow is going to come out and you're going to see the light. And honestly, that's why I have these reminders, because sometimes it gets really dark. Really dark.
Yeah.
And I know that everybody can relate, because even if they don't talk about it, it happens.
Yeah.
Life is stressful. You know, the outside factors of life and the inside factors of life, your personal life and then the economy, and just trying to get ahead in life, it's near impossible. But it is okay to feel like, oh my gosh, this is awful. But you have to just remind yourself that it can't rain forever.
That's right, and it is going to get better. It's like it's a bouncing ball. It's going to bounce down, but it's going to come back up.
That's right.
Okay, I
like
got.
that.
So tell me about how did you lose the weight? Did you get in an exercise program? Did you change your diet at all?
So 80% of it was what I ate. I did pick up kickboxing. I did
cool.
kickboxing.
That'll do it, yeah.
I did kickboxing for 2 years, and then I switched over to regular boxing. I was actually training to fight, but I got pregnant, and so I stopped boxing.
Just curious, I mean, you're one of your fellow Rhode Islanders is famous Vinny Paz, the 5-time world champion boxer. I actually had him on the show 5 years ago.
Did you?
Yes, I had to pick him up in Warwick. I think he might have had an OUI thing going on, so he couldn't drive, so it worked out in my favor.
Huh, that's funny.
But what I was wondering was, did you train with him at all?
No.
Do you know him?
No, I
don't.
don't.
Okay.
So he probably did MMA, which I tried.
No, I don't think he did MMA. I think it's all boxing.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I trained on the ropes in Warwick.
Okay.
That place is fantastic, but I didn't know anybody like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. All right. So you did that, and because now in 2 days, I'm going to have been a vegetarian for 40 years officially.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I love that. And when I was 1982, the year I turned vegetarian, and I know you weren't born yet. That's when I ended up losing about probably 10 inches on my waist and gotten muscle tissue from working out.
Really?
Yes. After in my early 20s, I was turning 23 that year. I'll be turning 63 this year, and I feel pretty good. So for me, that was a huge transition because because as a kid I would try to do a lot of walking, and I still couldn't lose the weight. But once I turned vegetarian. And I only did it because my grandfather was sick. I was living with him, and he had heart trouble. Eventually, he passed a couple of years later. But I felt that was a wake-up call for me too. When I learned, stop eating meat. Now I eat fake meats every day.
I actually just started doing the keto.
You're not a vegetarian, are you?
I am not a vegetarian.
Okay.
No, but my boyfriend and I just started doing the keto.
Keto is a martial art.
What?
Isn't it?
No, keto is the diet.
Oh, keto.
Diet.
I thought you said a keto.
No, a keto? No.
No, okay.
But I was just eating like normal food before, just lots of vegetables, lots of protein.
Yep.
But now I just started the keto with my boyfriend a couple weeks ago. He's been on it. And I was like, let me give it a whirl because I had like 6 pounds I wanted to lose. I've already lost the 4 out of the 6 because I actually want to be an egg donor. So.
Oh, a what donor?
An egg donor. I want to donate my babies.
Yeah, for more babies.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever modeled at all?
No.
Okay.
Lots of people told me I should. So anybody wants to model, I got you. Pinup per se.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I honestly think that I would be a great fit for a pinup.
You would be.
Yeah.
You would be. But again, like it all depends. Like right now you're at a pretty good stand in your life. Standing in your life because you pretty much pick and choose your goals and you know what they are, and you're pretty good at weeding out what you have to do to get them.
Yes.
And in all likelihood, my hunch is based on what you're telling me now, based on what you've done, you could probably do all those things that we talked about that you really haven't done. Well, depending on how much you want to do them.
Right.
I know sometimes. Thank you. By the way, we're down in the final 5 minutes. Speaking for myself, though, sometimes as much as I love doing Topic Time and being successful, sometimes I feel that there's a lot of internal pressure on me to do it. It's like if I don't, it's like who am I? I don't want to be a downer here, but it's almost like I'm telling myself.
Who am I doing it for?
Who am I doing it for? I mean, if it's like I have to keep impressing myself every single day, even if no one else cares.
That's how I feel.
Right.
And I think that has to do with when you're bullied your whole life.
Right.
Or people
disrespected.
People always had like this impression of like who you are, and now. Because now I don't care. I have to do things that make me happy,
exactly.
Right? Like I have all of these goals for me. They're not for anybody else. And my partner knows that he's either on board or he's not. And he's on board, obviously, because he's sitting here with me. But the goals that I have are for me. They're not for anybody else. And I feel like it feels
It's great that you have a support system. And I suppose your kids are with you too like that. Well,
not physically now, but yes.
No, I know, but I mean she's supporting you.
But my 9-year-old actually knows that I'm here right now, and he is over the moon. But that's the thing is everything I do, my children watch. And I want my kids to watch and say, I can do whatever it is that I want to do because my mother could, and so can I.
That's exactly right. Well, Jenny, so what I want you to do, like I said at the beginning, now that we're under 5 minutes, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. You can start with Mark here, then you can go to your kids, on camera. But we'll condense them, and then we'll wrap the show up with my music the way we started it. So go ahead.
First of all, yes, huge thanks to my boyfriend for being here and supporting me through everything. Huge thanks to my mother for being there for my children when I can't be. Shout out to my son, Logan. I can't wait for you to watch this. I'll probably be with you when you watch it. And also to all of my friends who have been there for me, Monica, Shanae, Brittany, you guys have been solid throughout the years, and I honestly don't know what I would do without you guys. And here's to the next chapter.
That's awesome. I hope you had fun with me.
I had a fantastic time. This was awesome. Thank you again.
You were awesome too. I always say it's a great guest to make Topic Time Prime. And I also want to remind you too that if any of those people you just mentioned want to do the show, or anybody that you didn't mention that's, that has an interesting story to tell, you got my digits now.
Yes.
I'm an open book when it comes to setting it up. So just have them text me, call me, and we'll set it up.
Sounds great.
All right. Before we wrap the show up, is there anything coming up in the near future that you want to mention that you might have overlooked? If not, that's fine. But I'm just double checking. I just want to make sure you didn't forget anything.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, well.
I don't think so.
All right.
As of now, no.
All right. All right. Well, in that case, Jenny, you did a great job with me. Thank you for being here for her. All right. So you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it with my snapper? All right, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. See you in August. Bye-bye. Have a good one.